Hello, hello, hello. Welcome to the OK Show. My name is Iceman.
Get them out to the south, Ron Rodriguez. What up?
It's a Tuesday, of course.
It is. We used to call this our episode back in the day would be called Testosterone Tuesday. Did we call it that?
No,
Was it
Backstab
testosterone?
Tuesday.
Okay, Backstab Tuesday.
What are you
I think I
talking
called
about?
it.
This
No,
Oscar
no, no. I called
Tuesday.
it testosterone. I think I called it Testosterone Tuesday when you were gone. Like we because remember when we had that issue with the backstab episodes? Like we were like these Ateneo kids were like all ganging up on this one Ateneo kid who
Mhm.
apparently put face powder or whatever too much, and they were like just all ganging up on
Right.
this poor kid, and
Well, that's the
we
whole
got some
essence of
flack for that.
backstabbing people.
Exactly, but it got kind of personal, and it hit close to home. I mean, it's one thing to backstab like you know Johnny Depp, but it's another to backstab a kid who's like you know who might live down the street. So it wasn't a very positive reaction. It's always good if it's someone else being backstabbed, but if it's like you or your family, that's a different story. It's always funny when it's someone else is involved. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I mean, yeah, I
It's
know.
kind
That's
of
what Dave Chappelle said. It's always funny until it happens to you,
exactly. It's like what
right?
Mike Tyson said. Yeah, like there's always a plan until you get hit, right? So so what is it today? What are we dealing with today?
We're dealing with housework. We're going to talk about
Oh,
housework.
oh,
How should
jeez.
it be divided among couples, or if you have a family, how should it be divided among family members?
Oh my god. All right. This is. I mean, is that even? Does that even work here? I mean, I don't. Here in the Philippines, I mean, there's always like because the thing in the Philippines, I notice is there are people who are just like just how they are, and you're either the parents just decide that they accept the fact that that's how that sibling is or that member of the relative is, and you just leave them
Right.
alone, and they're exempted from everything else. Like if you have if you have a relative or a family member who's like he's like jobless or he's an alcoholic or whatever the heck he is, then it's just accepted that you leave him alone. And for some reason, he's just exempted from everything else that the responsible members of the family have to deal with. So, housework,
Well, do
how
you
should
want
it be
him to
divided
crash into
among
something
couples?
cleaning because he's so drunk?
Into, into what?
I mean, would you want him to crash into something while cleaning because he's so drunk and you oblige
No, he
him to
shouldn't be.
clean and he
No, no,
crashed into something?
no, he shouldn't be drunk. He shouldn't be drunk in the first place. You know what I'm saying? I mean,
But
if he's
then,
not,
yeah, but that's the whole point. You
that's the
can't do
thing,
anything about it
right?
because he's always
It's not
drunk.
like you.
So
It's
that's
like you.
why they
you
exempt him. He'll be more
yeah,
trouble
exactly.
if he helps out,
So it's the
something
other
like
way.
that.
It works. It just goes around. You know what I'm saying? It's like he's drunk because it's tolerated. You know what I'm saying? So it's kind of like because it's tolerated, then he gets drunk. But if it's not tolerated, maybe he'll think twice about getting drunk. But we're not talking about members of the family here. We're talking about couples, right?
Yeah,
So it's just
couples.
between. It's
Let's
either
talk
just
about
between
couples.
the husband or the wife. Is that what this is about?
Right? Yeah.
Okay,
Let's
got it.
let's let's look at that. At that angle because how you always um get that these yeah I mean growing up there are always people who laugh at guys who do the laundry, right? There are people who do that. They call you under or whatever. So they have stereotypes
Yeah.
or even sexist, you know?
Well, not growing up.
Um
Not growing up. Maybe when you're married already, but not when you're growing up. I mean,
no,
you
I
can't
mean
be
I
under
hear this.
if you're still growing up. You know what I'm saying? Like, oh,
No, no, I mean
you
I
mean like
hear
you
this.
hear it, like you hear it, not
Yeah,
you.
I hear it from
Okay,
people like,
got it.
"Ah,
All right.
nanlaba, under." So I
Yeah,
hear
yeah,
that all
yeah,
the
yeah.
time.
Yes,
That
yes.
men shouldn't be doing the laundry, men shouldn't be washing the dishes, men shouldn't be cooking and stuff like that. So I want to look at this at that angle. Should there be a particular housework for a particular gender? Like should only be men doing this and women should only be doing this? I mean, how should it be? Or is it like, well, does it depend on your status in life? I mean, if you're the one having the full time job, right? If the wife has the full time job and the husband has the part time job, I mean, does it work that way that the husband should do more at home and stuff like that?
Yeah. All right. That sounds fair. For the people out there, I mean, we're living in an
Okay,
era
what do you do?
where back
What
in
do
the
you do?
day,
Okay,
maybe
let's start with
most of
you.
us
Like,
grew up with like a yaya or a house help, or here in the Philippines, we have that. We
I
used to have
didn't.
that luxury. Not anymore. It's not that
Yeah.
easy anymore to trust people. It's not that cheap anymore to have people around. So it's obviously it's changed. The times has changed. I mean, in the states, you don't even just think about that. It's just like you just roll with the then you do it. But in hold on, is the internet like crappy? But anyways, so going back to where I was saying, like for the people here in the Philippines, I think the young couples now, not very many can afford to have a yaya or a house help. So you have to share the chores. And even if you do have a house help, usually the yaya or the nanny will only be designated to watch your kid. It's not like before where if you had like a kasambahay or a helper in the house, that person would be like an all-in-one. She could be the cook, she could do the laundry, she could watch the kids, she could do everything else. But nowadays, if you hire somebody for a specific job or designation, then they're going to demand that that's the only thing that they do. Otherwise, you have to pay extra based on experience. So,
Right. Which I think
yeah.
is
So I
only
guess
fair.
couples now, a lot of it's only fair. It's only fair. Yeah, that's how it should be. That's how it should be. But so obviously, not very many people, not very many couples, especially the young married couples, have the extra income or expendable cash to spend on another person in the house that you have to be on your payroll, right? You're barely on a payroll of your company, so now you have to pay somebody. So now the parents have to share duties. I mean, I totally understand how this works. Um, I grew up doing chores as a kid. We were designated back in the day, so we had our days when we did the dishes. I was designated certain house chores. I mowed the lawn. I did I threw the trash out. I vacuumed the carpet. Because my two older sisters were working, so I kind of get how this works. If someone else is working and out of the house, then someone else has to pick up the duty at home, and that's kind of like I think how it is in my household. If it's the wifey who's busy, then I obviously have to clean up after whatever mess is there that's left to be cleaned up. But there are the way I see it also is that there are certain things that we are better at doing than, let's say, our significant other. It's not to sound sexist or anything, but maybe your wife is a better cook and you're just better washing dishes, or you're better at doing the
My
uh, the
dad was
manual
a better
labor.
cook.
Yeah, that's what. The case of my eldest sister, my brother-in-law was a better cook. I mean, when they lived together, it was already evident. My sister couldn't even fry an egg. I mean, if she's tuned in right now, she would be the first to admit she couldn't even fry an egg, dude. So here's Joe Boy. What's up? Then he's gonna be gone for the rest of the show.
Nothing
Joe
much, Joe
Boy,
boy. Yeah, you can go now.
attendance
It's
taken.
fine.
Yeah, you can go now. Go to work.
You
We
can go to
appreciate your
work.
presence, though.
Yeah, he
Walay
pays
choice pag
respects to us. Like,
yes.
oh, they're on. I'll just say hi. Like, hey, dude, what's
Yeah,
up?
yeah. Yeah. For people that don't know, Joe Boy is based in the UK. All right, so he's in a different time
Yeah,
zone, and I mean, Iceman is a
and
different
he's.
in a different time zone.
It's only an hour, man. It's only an hour. It's
Slightly,
not. I mean,
slightly,
it's
slightly,
still
but
an
it's still a
hour.
different
Yeah.
time zone. Yeah, it's still an
Yeah.
hour.
I
Yeah,
mean,
yeah,
true. Joe Boy
yeah. I
saying
agree
walay
with Joe
choice
Boy.
pag nasa abroad. Right. Yeah. If you're
That's
if
true.
you're
That's
somewhere
true.
abroad, yeah. I mean, you have no choice. There's no nanny. There's no babysitter. There's no yeah. There's no maid. You can't have that. Not
Yeah,
unless you're really
yeah,
rich, and even rich people
yeah.
don't have that. So
That's true. That's
there
true.
it is.
That's true. So it's like you have to clean up after yourself and do all the duties. So Joe Boy, hey, we'd love to hear from your end. I mean, you know, I know you and your wifey. I think you're working now too. So let us know what's the story there. Who does like not. It's not about like who's doing most. I mean, You're partners, for crying out loud. You shouldn't be keeping tabs on who's doing more work than the other. And I really hate that. I really hate that. Like, when people decide to live together or to get married, and they're like counting pennies. You know what I'm saying? Like, okay, I paid this. I paid. Your partners, for crying out loud. If your partner can't provide for the other, well, then you cover it. If you can cover it, then it should be that way. It's not always 50-50. I mean, it's almost impossible for it to always be 50-50. I mean, when you pay the bills, is it okay? I paid the bills yesterday. You pay the bills now. Hey, your partners, you should have the initiative, and your partner should have the initiative to cover for the other if the other can't um can't cover their share for that particular month or whatever. And that's the way I see it, and that's how it works in my household. It's not like, okay, you're the man of the house, you do this. Because I noticed that a lot of women nowadays, they're they're not necessarily, like, just because they're women, they're good in the kitchen. You know what I'm saying? Like like I said, my sister, she can cook. Your dad, he's the cook of the house. You just said so yourself. So let us know. All right. How it should be. How you should designate the chores in the house. Ice, how do you do it at home? You both work, you're both busy. You obviously don't have a house help in the house unless you have relatives over, or you're paying somebody to clean up, like, how does it work for you guys?
Well, I clean what I can clean up. I do what I can do. Well, I do the laundry. Definitely, I do the laundry. I fold my clothes and Snow's clothes. She has to do her clothes, right? So I just put her in her bucket, or her basket. If it's really full, I just like unload it and put it in that walk-in closet, right? That spare room that we have down in the
Yeah, yeah,
bedroom. It's like how Japanese rooms are. They have, like, for example, my room has a bedroom. Then we have a tatami room. Like, you open a particular door and it's a tatami room, and there's the closet over there. So it's like sort of a walk-in closet. So, but it's not a walk-in closet right now because, well, she just cleaned it up actually tonight because it's been like mountains and mountains of clothes. Then it's already winter. Like, we have to change outfits and stuff. So we have to bring out the cold outfits. We have to bring it out. Then we have to, put the summer clothes in, those big chest, whatever you call them. Then we put them somewhere. We try to hide them. So the thing is, like, yeah. So I clothe I fold my stuff, and I fold Snow's. I don't fold hers. If she has the time, she can fold it herself. Because I don't know where to put them. That's the thing. I can fold it, but I don't know where to put it. Because she has her own space in the cabinet, and she has her own, like, I mean, she has her own, what do you call those things? Where she puts her clothes, right?
yeah,
Like,
yeah,
she
yeah.
has those things. So I don't know where to put them. So she wouldn't know where to look for them. So I basically don't do that. So I just do mine and Snow's. Then, well, yeah, she's the one washing the dishes. If she
Mm-hmm.
can cook, she'll cook. But if she can't, then I'll just go to the supermarket and buy ready to eat food. Not necessarily microwavable stuff, but those ready to eat stuff. Like, because we don't have carinderia here, right? But they have those
Yeah, yeah,
cooked stuff. So
yeah,
I
yeah.
just get it there at the supermarket. So it's
Like the
just
ones at
basically that.
like the ones they have, like, let's say at Costco, or where you go to Costco and, like, they have like pre-cooked meals, and you just like choose,
Yeah, they have
like,
like
whether
fried
it's
chicken there. They
salad
have like
or fried
vegetables too.
chicken.
They have
Yeah,
salad. Yeah, so I
yeah, yeah,
get
yeah,
those, and I ask Snow what she wants to eat. Then she'll just like, oh, if she wants to eat curry and rice, or if she wants to eat yakisoba for for dinner, or if she wants to eat the chikwa. Like, I just ask her, what do you want for dinner? So that's how it works. Or sometimes if my wife's early, then we just go to the restaurant. Yeah, we just. It's what that we do. Like with the vacuuming, I vacuum sometimes. Then she does on the weekend. But for the most part, it's just, I think it's fairly divided. It's who has the time to do stuff. We basically just, like, we just go for it. We don't really
yeah,
like
yeah,
designate, because sometimes if I can wash dishes, I would wash dishes. If she's really that busy,
yeah,
sometimes she goes to a really far school,
yeah,
then I would like, all right, so maybe I should wash the dishes. If I don't have basketball or anything, then I'm just like, all right,
Yeah.
I can do the dishes. I can wash it, clean it up.
One thing's for sure though, like, it comes to house chores or stuff that to do in the house. It should never be an issue for couples. I mean, you should never like fight over it. Maybe discuss it, but never fight over it because you live in the same house. You're obviously both co-owners of that property, and you both have a responsibility to keep things in order. Uh, the thing I noticed though is that if there's ever an argument, like let's say between my wifey and I, is that it's just like in how we do certain things, our approach to certain things. I'm very OC. My wifey's like my wifey, and it has a lot to do with upbringing, a lot to do with your personality in general. My wifey's the type who's like, okay, let's make all the mess we can. If there's a mess, just go ahead and make all that mess, and then I'll just have like one grand clean up after. Like just like clean everything up after. Like if there are kids running around, then let them make a mess, whatever. I'm the kind of guy who's like I clean up after everyone. Like if my mom uses a tissue and leaves it on the table, I will pick up the tissue and throw it. If my kid spills like Cheerios on the floor, I'll clean it up then and there. It's probably a trait I acquired while I was working. Because like I was always like clean as you go. It's always that's my system. It's like clean as you go. I'm not like my wifey where she can let all the mess take place and then she'll clean it up because she's really good at cleaning up and she's very thorough when it comes to cleaning up. And I'm the type of guy who was like, I lived alone. So I was just used to making my own mess. So I
Right.
could
So it's
manage
easy to clean up
because
because you're
right.
all alone,
Yeah.
right?
Yes. And I know, and I didn't make a mess.
But
Like
if
I did
you're
not make a
if you're
mess.
living
Like,
with like four other people,
oh, it's different. Oh,
excluding your mom
it's
and dad,
different.
that's different,
Oh
right?
my god, it's
Same with
different.
my
It's
brothers. Like
different.
they would make a mess, and like I'm not
It's
cleaning
different.
that up. You made that mess.
Yeah,
You
yeah.
clean that up.
It's
And if he doesn't
different.
clean
But
that up, it will stay there
yeah, yeah,
until
true.
my
But
mom's like, "Who
but it's
did
my
that?" Like,
house.
I didn't do that.
Like
Right,
if
right.
it's like because it's my house. Like for example, if my mom visits, right? Because my mom, she's used to having a mess. I mean, I don't. She'll hate me for this or whatever, but it's true. She'll admit to it. She'll own up to it. Like her, her place in Vegas where she's staying. I mean, I'm pretty sure she's got stuff everywhere. And she's used to it. That's her way. She lives alone. No one is there to tell her what to do, where to put things, and how to go about certain ways. So she's used to that kind of life. So when she comes over and visits, and she'll stay with us for a month or two or something when she's here for vacation, she's used to just like putting stuff there, putting stuff here, and she stays in the guest room. And then I walk in and I see things, and I'm like, "Ma, that's not how we do things here." Like when you put a glass on the
Deal
table,
with it.
put a coaster under it. You know what I'm saying? Like it's kind of like it,
Coasters.
and I do. I am very OC about that. It's like, and my mom's like, no, just I'll clean it up after. I'll clean it up after. And she's like, she's got tissues everywhere. And I'm like, Ma, I'm gonna throw the tissue. And she's like, what did you throw the tissue? I'm still gonna use that. I'm like, I'm just like, it's my house. You know what I'm saying? And
What do you mean
nobody's to
still
tell
use
you
the
how to run
tissue?
your.
How many
No,
times
no,
do you
yeah,
use
I
the
know
tissue?
exactly, dude. That's the thing. In the states, I mean, I don't know about what other people's approach is. I mean, I acquired that same trait
How
because in the
how
U.S.
many? All
there,
right, I got a tissue right here. I'm just gonna
yeah,
then I
dude.
throw it in the trash. Okay,
Yes, I'm the same
that's how
way.
it
Now
works,
here's
right?
no, but yeah, that's how it works. But here's the thing: it's like in the states, I don't know how it is in Japan or other parts of the world, but in the states they don't call them tissues; they call them napkins, and they're
Right.
tissues, but they're thicker and they last longer and they're heavy duty. So you can actually like spill water on it and fold it and you still be able to use it the next day. So I don't know if it's a
Napkins.
Filipino thing,
No,
but a lot of folks there, when they go to a restaurant, they don't give you like
normal
unless it's a
tissue.
formal restaurant. Yeah, it's like they don't. It's not like if you go to like a restaurant there, they don't give you like the cloth,
No,
freaking
no, no, no,
thing that
no.
you get like at Bistro Rosario here.
Mhm.
They give you a napkin, which is a thick tissue that you can wipe your
But it's a
face
cloth,
over
yeah.
several times. It it's not cloth, it's tissue. It's like paper, like what we use, but it's thicker. It's like kitchen towel. It's like kitchen towel. It's I don't know how many plies, but it's kitchen towel. So they're used to keeping their tissues or napkins there and reusing them. So here, obviously the quality is not at that level. And I don't know. I'm just very OC about things, and even my wife will get mad at me
All
because
right,
she's
okay.
like,
So
"Babe, why you?"
I wouldn't know about that because yeah, I
Yeah,
mean your
because
mom has a point. If it's a thick one, then you can
yeah,
probably
yeah,
reuse
yeah,
it. But
yeah, yeah.
okay,
Like,
the
and come
tissues
on,
that I
we're
have,
Ilocano,
they're
man,
pretty normal.
dude,
They're Kleenex
dude, we're
tissues.
Ilocano, bro. We're Ilocano. You know what I'm saying? Like, we
All right.
save the plastic spoons from McDo. You know what I'm saying? We're Ilocano.
Right.
That's how Ilocanos
But
roll.
that's
So
green. That's cool. You know,
it is,
you
it is, it is,
reuse, you
it
recycle.
is, it is. But
That's good for the environment. It's cool.
but see what happens is it like it screws up the system in your household. Like, I am sure you're used to it because you always have your in-laws over and you always have friends coming over and you're cool. You're that kind of guy. You're cool. You don't mind that. You don't stress
No,
over that stuff.
we're like the opposite. We're the opposite because my mother-in-law always clean things up. I'm like,
There you go.
mom, just leave it there. Leave it. Like, you don't have to clean up every time.
She's not like she's the opposite of
I'm,
my mom.
yeah,
She's the opposite of my
I'm your
mom.
mom.
Like
I'm your mom, except for the
you're
tissues. But I'm your mom.
yeah, 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 but that's your house. See what I'm saying? It's different. Like, you're not gonna do that at someone else's house. I don't think you'll do it at someone else's house. I
I
think you have
know,
enough,
of course not.
you were, yeah, see? That's what I'm saying. It's like, but my mom's like, she's so used to like, because when she comes over, and we used to live in the old house, that was like everybody's house. That
Yeah,
house
that
is
was
like an
everybody's
inheritance
house.
from my yeah, because it's like from my grandparents. So it's my mom's house, my aunt's house, my house. It's everybody's house. So when they go there, then they can just throw their weight around and it's fine. But here in this house, we live in a tiny house. I have a wife. I have to respect also her opinion and her take on things. And if my mom comes over, I kind of I'm the type of guest who's like, as much as possible, if I'm staying at a friend's house, I'm gonna make the least footprint. Like, you're not even gonna know I'm there. So if we visit you in Japan, dude, I'm gonna keep that word. I'm not the type of guy who like the room will smell like cigarettes or their things will be disheveled or will leave foot. No, I'm the type of guy who's like, if I stay at your house, dude, I will make sure that you don't won't even notice that I'm around because it's just how I am. And
That's creepy.
apparently
That's creepy.
it
I have to
is.
know
It
that you're in
is.
the
I'm
house.
actually there while you're making love to your wife, and I'm like right next to
Holy
you.
crap, bro! What are you doing here? What the heck?
I told you, bro. You wouldn't know. By the way, keep going. Keep going.
Holy
I
shit!
have good coverage.
All right.
But I mean, you're right. It is creepy. It is creepy because sometimes you'll forget that I'm actually there. But it just I don't know. But you bring up a good point. It's like when you have to designate chores in the house, I think, okay, everyone has their own approach. So my approach is, for example, okay, that's one. When I mentioned my mom coming over or relatives coming over, I think it's only fair that if it's your relatives who come over, like for example, it's my relatives, then I should be more inclined to clean up after them or be more responsible for the consequences of their presence. Like for example,
Mhm.
if my mom breaks stuff, then I should be, I should be liable for that to my wife. And if my wife's relatives break stuff, then she should be, you know what I'm saying? It's like sagot mo yan dahil side ng family mo yan. So I think that's how it should be. Now, when it comes to cleanup, now I think it should be like if where your strength lies, then focus on that or volunteer for that. Now, I grew up washing dishes, so that's my thing. I'm a decent cook, but I'm nowhere like my wife's level. My wife is an excellent cook. I don't think she didn't go to school for that. She bakes well, yeah, but that's baking. Cooking, dude, I'm telling you, she's an excellent cook. Like my son and I, we haven't had a dish that was prepared by my wife that we complained about. She's just I don't know, she just has that gift and I'll leave her at that. No, I don't want people to think that you're a slave driver. You let your wife cook for you. No, she's the better cook. I mean, I wouldn't mind cooking, but she is the better cook. So I think she agrees. I think she's tasted my cooking, and she is the better cook. So she's that's more her thing. Now, when it comes to throwing the trash, when it comes to dealing with, like fixing up stuff like plumbing or electrical, whatever, then that's my thing. Not because I'm a guy, but because I'm more inclined to do that than I can't iron clothes. I'm not good at ironing clothes. I tried. I'm not good. Washing clothes, hand wash. I'll wash it in the washing machine, but I'm not also good with. with hand washing clothes. Most of my guy friends, they do the hand washing. I'm sure you do, right? You hand wash your clothes.
No, like it's just washing machine. I just like put it in the washing
But
machine. That's
but
it.
before here in the
I don't do
Philippines, you
hand
used to do it,
washing.
right? You never
No,
did
no,
it.
we had no. I never did it. My mom used to
Oh,
do
then
all
we're
the
in the same
laundry.
boat. Oh, thank God. Thank God. 'Cause
My
most
mom
of my guy friends,
or
they
my
wash their
dad.
own clothes.
Now, like Master Yoda did, but in
Okay,
my
that's cool. We're in
house,
the
it's
same
either
boat.
my mom or it's my dad because we want to save on electricity and we want to save on water. So there's only one person who's designated to like to do the laundry, so that you will do it all at the same time. I
Yeah,
mean,
yeah,
like for example, Saturday's the laundry day. Then you'll do it on Saturday, or should like if it's a
yeah, yeah,
Wednesday or Wednesday and Saturday, then Wednesday and Saturday. You can't do it on other days. So it's the same. It's the same here. I don't do hand washing, even because we don't have time to hand wash. Except sometimes my
yeah,
wife does that when she wants something to be like
yeah,
really really clean, especially
yeah,
Snow's P uniform. So she'd
yeah,
hand wash it, uh, but still she'd put it in the washing machine. So basically, we don't hang clothes here because we always take it to the laundry for like to dry it because
yeah,
it takes time to hang clothes. So I never do it even in the summer. Though I could
yeah. I don't
probably
like
save
hanging
money, a
clothes
little
too.
bit of money, but no, yeah, I don't like hanging clothes. I
It's like
like
hard
it
work.
if I have the time. It's too much hard work. Instead of
It's
just
hard work.
putting
I don't know
of
what
of putting it in a
in the
basket,
dryer.
all right, and take it to
Yeah,
the dryer. Just like drop it off there. Just
hang the
load it.
damn thing.
Put some
Yeah,
coins in it. Like I put 200 yen for about 40, and it runs for 40 minutes. Then I'm done.
and it smells
Then
good.
I
You
pick
know,
it up. Yeah,
I
it
mean,
smells good too. It's like really
yeah,
really dry. So
yeah.
it's yeah.
I really try. Like I don't like hanging
All right, okay.
clothes.
I'm gonna answer
Then I have,
Patrick's question.
yeah, go ahead.
All right, okay. He's saying like $20 to $30 an hour for cleaners in Australia, and she was asking me if Japanese people um hand wash the dishes or do they use dishwashers. Well, I've asked around. Some of my friends, they have dishwashing machines, right? But
Yeah,
they don't use them often. Some they do like all the time. But then there's this one friend that has a dishwashing machine, but she rarely uses them. So I don't know why. So I would say that the new houses that are built now, because they're like
yeah,
they do have those dishwashing machines.
yeah.
Yeah, they I think they well probably the new generations now, they probably
I don't trust
use the
dishwashing
dishwashing
machines,
machines.
man.
So
I
me,
don't
I'm like,
trust
I could have
dishwashing
gotten
machines.
a dishwashing machine and have it installed, but I was like, there's only three of us, so I don't really need it. If I have a big
True,
family,
true,
like probably three kids, four kids, then I would probably go for a dishwashing
dude.
machine. But
Dude,
no, we
we're
just like hand wash
Filipinos,
the
dude.
dishwashing.
We have different standards when it comes to stuff like that. I mean, that's like when I was in the States, we had a dishwasher and we would use a dishwasher and I would always have to rewash them because, the plates are still kind of greasy or the stuff that the crud still won't come off. I mean, what it does is it washes it and then it washes it with hot water. And then, there's no actual like physical contact on the plates. So if it's basically just rinsing it with hot water and steam and whatever. It doesn't really like touch the plates. So you're putting the plates there, and at the end of the day, it's like double the work. So what I do is I just like we just got used to just washing it by hand, and the dishwasher just became like our rack, like the dish rack. It just you put the dishes after you wash them. Like we don't actually use it. I mean, it's a Filipino
That's
thing.
probably
It's
what
like
happens to other people who
Japanese.
has those dishwashing
Yeah,
machines and
yeah. They're not
they don't use them
satisfied.
that often because
They're
maybe
not.
they're not
They're not
satisfied. They're not,
satisfied.
they
Yeah.
they don't trust their dishwashing machines. They trust their
Yeah,
hands
I don't trust my
more.
dishwashing machine.
So maybe
I
that's
don't
that's
trust.
how it is.
And another thing I noticed, like here in the Philippines, is like because whenever we go to the laundromat, there was a time when we would bring the laundry to the laundromat because my wife, wouldn't be able to do the laundry, or I'm, whatever, the washing machine is not working, whatever the reason may be, and we would bring it to the laundromat because you get it dry and folded already, and it smells good and it's perfect. You don't have to iron it. And my wife would always like she would always get mad at me for including my underwear. She's like, "Why do you include your briefs? You should wash your own briefs." Like she would never allow me to include her panties to be brought to the laundry. I'm like, "Why?" It's like they don't. It's not like they sniff it or anything. She's like, "No, that's a private thing." And it's there was one time when my in-laws did the laundry. Well, they actually do the laundry for us now because we didn't have a washing machine for a while, but now we do. but they volunteered to do it. So they would collect our laundry and do it at their house and bring it back here. So my mother-in-law like reacted and told my wifey, like you should get your husband new underwear because his briefs are like he's got like holes in them already and stuff. And I'm like, oh,
There are holes in his
para bukas ang
underwear,
brief.
and they're bacon. They're already bacon. They're bacon.
Exactly. Like my mother like felt bad for me, and she was like telling my wife, and my wife's like, "Babe, wag mo na ibigay because obviously it's gonna reflect on her, like But it's actually my fault. It's just not one of my priorities. Like how guys are. Like we'll spend money on cell phones and all that crap, but on her underwear, hey, pwede pa yan, whatever. But my mother-in-law reacted. So I noticed here in the Philippines, Filipinos we're still conservative that way that we don't let our underwear or whatever be included in like the laundry that's done by other people or at a laundromat. Whereas in the States, I don't recall ever being conscious about that. Like if you go to lunch, maybe because you
I've
do it
never been
yourself,
conscious about it.
like what you do, right? You do it yourself. You're on the machine. You put the coins, like,
Yeah.
right? Yeah, but I've
It's
never been conscious
self-service.
about it
Yes.
too. I've never been conscious about it too. Like people would tell me, like,
I was in
don't let your
Manila.
wife,
It was actually my first experience with laundromat was in Manila when you have to take your laundry to like a
and you
laundromat
included your
and they
briefs.
take it in. Yeah, and they included my briefs. I'm like, what the heck?
Yeah, yeah. I mean,
That's none of
yeah,
your
we're in the same
business,
boat.
right?
Like we don't
You have to
exactly.
wash my underwears. That's your business. That's what
If they,
that's what you
if they're
know.
perverted and they want
Yeah,
to sniff it, go ahead.
yeah.
It's your
Go ahead,
funeral.
sniff it all you want, right? Yeah. So I was like, I never
I don't
really,
care.
yeah, yeah. I never really paid attention to it. It was like, I never
All
thought
right,
of it
let's read
that
Joe
way.
Boy's message. He goes, Joe Boy, this is how it works in the Joe Boy's household, in the Holcomb's
All
household
right.
in the UK. He goes, when she works, I do all the stuff. When I work, she does all the stuff. Perfect. All right. Tulungan lang talaga, bro. That's cooking, cleaning, laundry, helping the kid with everything. We take turns, kumbaga, partners in every sense of the word. Perfect. That's the ideal situation right there. I wish I could say the same for us, but I think I'm more of like I would rather like watch the kids than clean up the house because I have allergic rhinitis. And I know it sounds like an excuse, like palusot to not clean the house, but honestly, I have allergic rhinitis. So if I touch dust, I'm sneezing the whole day. So my wife, when she does general cleaning, and she like, man, she'll thoroughly clean the house. Every nook and cranny will be, no stone left unturned. She will tell me, babe, go to the mall with Raj. So I will go to the mall with my son. We'll spend the whole day there. I'll spend all my money feeding my kid, watching a movie, whatever. I will keep texting my wife, babe, are you done? Babe, are you done? Hindi pa, hindi pa, hindi pa, hindi pa. So she will start like at like 10 a.m. when the mall opens, and then she will not finish until 10 p.m. So we're literally out of the house the whole day because if I'm in the house, my allergic rhinitis, my hay fever is gonna go crazy, and it's terrible. It's terrible. Like there have been shows that we had to cancel because I had my allergic rhinitis attack, and it's terrible. I can barely speak. I can barely breathe. So that's my palusot. Like cleaning the house. That's my wife's. That's her thing. Everything else except for doing the laundry and ironing the clothes, I don't mind doing. I can cook. I can do the groceries. I can, everything else except the laundry, ironing, and cleaning up because those are mixed. Is there anything that you can't do, Ice, or you're fine with everything? I mean, is there anything that you hate doing at least, or you think is your weakness?
All right. Cleaning the toilet.
I
That's
don't
not my
mind cleaning the
thing.
toilet, but
That's my
but
wife's area. That's my wife's department.
I
Like,
don't mind cleaning the toilet, but it's not up to
and
my wife's standards though. She's like, babe,
also
it's still dirty.
cleaning the bathroom. That's her thing. And sometimes when
Yeah,
it's already like really dirty,
yeah.
still can see those things
The skid marks,
sprouting.
nicotine
Like, yeah.
stains.
I'm like, oh my god, starting to show now.
Yeah,
And she'd be
we're
like, "Why
we're
is
deadly
Mama not cleaning
crappers.
yet?" Then I'd be like, "Right, yeah, your mom's lazy." She'd be
Yeah,
like,
but
she'd be pissed because we call her lazy. Mama, why are you not cleaning the bathroom? Like, why is the toilet's not clean yet?
wow,
Are you
mga
slacking off?
boss.
And she'd be like, "Yeah." She'd be like, "Wow."
Sandali lang
Yeah,
po,
that's her line.
master.
Wow, wow. She would say
Sandali
that.
lang po, Miss Minchin. Sandali lang po, Miss Minchin, si Becky kasi. Oh man,
Kadali
I
lang, sir,
mean,
ha?
my
That's
wife,
that's that's
my,
her life.
my I always have arguments with the wife when she cleans the bathroom because we have a bathroom in the master's bedroom, right? And I have my own bathroom, which is the common bathroom in the second floor. And my bathroom is hell. Like my wife doesn't even want to go in there because like there are crap stains on the bowl. My shower has molds on it, and I don't mind. Like my son Raj, he doesn't want to take a bath there, and I'm always like, Raj, let's take a bath together. I'm like, yeah, let's take a bath in Mama's bathroom. No, let's take a bath in my bathroom. Like, no, I don't want to take a bath in your bathroom. Your bathroom's so dirty. So, but the thing with my wife though is she always decides to clean the bathroom in the master's bedroom when it's bedtime. And dude, she freaking like soaks that freaking bathroom in Zonrox in chlorine and it smells like crazy and you know, it's in the master's bedroom. So I don't want to be
Right,
lying down trying to get some sleep and I
right,
smell it's not
right.
good, you know, like you smell
Everybody
toilet
gets
duct,
high.
smell everybody gets crazy. And my wife's like, you
Oh,
know, I have to
because
clean
I
it. I
got
have to
high.
clean it.
Because I got high.
I'm like, why do you have to do that at night? Like when we're about to go to bed. You know what I'm saying? But then if you complain, then she's gonna throw it back at you and say, you know, hey, I'm not like you. I don't clean you don't clean your own toilet, so you're fine. But me, I have to, you know. So I'm like, okay, I'll just try to sleep this off and like let's see if I survive the next day or die from
Right.
chlorine poisoning or something.
Yes.
But
Yes.
you know, we all have our system, the ways of doing things. All right, Patrick says teenagers need tissues. Some other reason, if you know what I mean. Okay,
Yeah. Yeah.
I know what you mean. I know what you mean. It's not
Yeah. This
always.
tissue. It has a particular reason why it's here. I have the PC right here. All right. It's a 24, is it a 23-inch monitor? Holy crap. Like, yeah, I needed tissues. What are you talking about? Yeah, of course I needed
and,
tissues. Not just
and
teenagers,
and
bro.
if you
Not just teenagers.
and if you look at Iceman CPU, which is like right under the monitor by his foot, it's actually broken because he's always like kicking it. Pumipitik yung paa. Eh.
Oh, is my allergic rhinitis this bad? Is my rhinitis this bad?
dude, dude, that's like that's a lot of unborn kids, man. That's a, that's a lot of unborn kids.
Those unborn children. Na, 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 na. I've been to Georgia, California.
You should hold it. You should hold it up and go katas ng katas ng ano yan katas ng what is that friend something
Katas ng spank bang.
no what's that other site that you always subscribe to you have a membership oh with all
Brazzers.
those spot
Katas ng
no
Brazzers.
the other one the popular one uh
What, the
um
Pornhub?
just no oh my god what is the
Jab
name
Idols?
Fri friends, only friends, something. No, no, not friends.
Okay, okay. OnlyFans, OnlyFans.
Fans,
OnlyFans.com.
only fans, only fans.
OnlyFans. Katas ng OnlyFans. Dude, you know, I was just kidding. Actually, I have a really bad case of
Sure.
rhinitis.
Okay, man. I believe
I
you.
have I
I
have
believe you.
allergies. It's already
Yeah,
autumn
I'm your
here. All
friend.
right, it's already autumn.
I
It's
believe
already
you.
fall. My allergies terrible.
Nangangamoy,
So this
nangangamoy na bro,
this
nangangamoy na.
leche.
Amoy batong. Nanimaw batong.
But I kid you not, I have allergies, man. I was just trying to be funny. No, I don't do that shit. Come on, it's allergies.
Bakakon.
See, I owe you. Yeah,
Yeah,
I always
right.
right. You
Dude,
see
come
me from
on,
time to time, like
man.
yeah.
Dude, we're humans, all right? I mean, there are things in this world. The funny thing is, the things that we do naturally, instinctively, are the ones we are most ashamed to discuss. It's as if they don't exist. You know what I'm saying? Like, you don't talk about stuff like that with your parents. You don't talk about stuff. I don't even tell my wifey, but my wifey knows. Like, when if I'm in the bathroom for too long, she's like, nagano ka na naman? Masakit ulo mo eh. Wala akong magawa eh. Masakit din ulo ko. Kaso ibang ulo yung masakit. I mean, you just have to like you have to adjust. You know what I'm saying? You have to roll with the punches. I mean, we're men. You know what I'm saying? I mean, you just gotta. I mean, it's either that or what? It's either that or you're looking at the internet and like unlip up.
Unlip up.
then you're looking for a headache, right?
Unlip up.
Sakit na ulo yun, right? So, I
Right.
mean, might
That
as well stay
happens
home.
sometimes, right? If you go for
It
unlip
does. It
pop, yeah,
does.
you get a headache. I noticed that too. I was like, holy crap.
See, I knew it. Your topic of how to like divide the house chores. That's just a lame. This is a lame excuse. We know where we're gonna end up with tonight. We know what this
Tissues.
conversation's gonna be about.
Tissues. It will be about tissues. Holy crap.
I mean, you can't. I mean, okay. I don't know. I mean, you know what? I actually wanted to message you earlier. Like I was thinking I would suggest a topic, and the topic's like, are people have people
Well, we can
become
have
more
side topics.
stupid,
We can have side
in
topics.
this day
Yeah.
and like have
Okay.
we
Like,
become
okay.
like have we become like dumber or more stupid? Because I mean, like think about the past, right? The past, you had Jose Rizal, you had Albert Einstein, you had all these people. I mean, granted, we have modern day geniuses, like Elon Musk, Mark Zuckerberg, these guys. But whatever it is that they created, it's not necessarily like contributing to society in general, like like Rizal's work or Einstein's theory of relativity or Newton or whatever. It's like we've given up on creating even the internet. I mean, I'm sure whoever created it and how it started out, it wasn't meant to spread videos of like whatever it is that we end up watching nowadays. I mean, it's crazy. And you just have to realize, like, okay, our grandparents, would they have tolerated this crap? I mean, if like TikTok was around when your Lola and Lola, were growing up, would it have existed? Would it have been popular? Because I mean, I think people were just programmed differently back in the day. I mean, they were like, I don't know what it is, like, but they probably wouldn't even have created TikTok, or they probably wouldn't have created, all these like silly YouTube channels or whatever it is that exists now. That when you really think about it, it's really stupid. I mean, most of the things that we glorify, most of the things that we put on a pedestal and look up to, and I mean, that's what I was thinking. Like, okay, maybe I'll tell Iceman, like, have we become stupid? Because I mean, is it really progress? I mean, if you compare how dignified, the elders were back in the day, when you go backwards, I mean, and you compare it to now, where you have like the Kardashians who are so popular, and you have these people where like, we it's the definition
Well, you have to
of
consider
great now
that we live in a
is
different time.
different from back then. The
We have so much freedom. We
definition
have
of
so much
people that we
dead
right
dead hours, right?
exactly, that's what I'm saying. So have we become dumber? I mean,
I think so, probably.
I
But
mean,
there are a lot of
if
smart people out there
you know
who
what I'm
comes up with
saying,
really, really useful things, and it's up to people to
like
actually use it the way that it's supposed to be used. You know what I'm saying? For what's intended. Like, for example, the
yeah, yeah,
internet. It's a
yeah.
really,
But
really,
though,
really
it's like
good
it's not.
tool.
It's I actually feel like, okay, I have
But
to do
then a lot
something.
of
We
people
have to do
don't
something
use it the
stupid
way
to get
it's
noticed.
supposed to be. What?
I mean, like what I'm saying is like back in the day, it's like you hear your grandparents when they talk. They always talk about like, okay, if this person is looked up to, if this person is revered, this person is like someone who has accomplished something, or is. Now it's like kids want to be YouTubers. People paying millions to watch Jake Paul fight. A freaking whatever. Ben Askren or whatever. It's not even a real boxing match. I mean, it's just it. What the heck is going on? I mean, even if you watch the viral videos, even when you watch the videos that's on Facebook, even when you watch Facebook posts in general, how many are? I mean, you look at my post alone; they're all like freaking jokes. Like I'm posting like the stupidest stuff. There's nothing for me to share because I feel like if I share something that's like a if it's inspiring or something, it's
Right.
looked at as
I don't even
corny,
share anything
right? Like
anymore.
people would be like,
I mean,
that's cringy. The term cringy, yeah, the term is cringy. If you speak and you get serious, you're
Because everybody,
triggered. If you speak
yeah,
from the
okay,
heart, you're cringy. If you're, you know what I'm saying? It's
everybody
like you
wants
have to
to
just be
be,
stupid.
everybody wants to be a
That's the
star
trick. You have to
nowadays,
be stupid. You have to do
right?
something stupid. I mean, that's how it is.
Everybody wants to be
It's just how it is. I mean,
a star or something. Like that. That's what my wife would say. Like everybody wants to be an artista. Everybody's an artista nowadays, right? Like they really feel it because they would post their. I mean, they would post their bags. They would post their whatever. They would post stuff, and I mean, who really cares
I
about
do
these
the
things?
same
You know what I'm
thing. I
saying?
mean, I'm just as guilty.
Well, yeah. Well,
Yeah, but we're
that's the
just.
thing.
I
Like,
mean,
well,
we
you
we're
post
guilty.
stuff. You post
We're,
stuff, but here's the thing.
I do.
Like
I
some
do.
people actually just post things that okay. In the beginning, it was really really amusing. You know how people can it was because it was
Yeah.
for
Yeah.
fun.
Yeah. Yeah.
But when it started to be like
Yeah. Yeah.
a
Yeah.
sort of competition,
It became a
it's
competition.
just
Yes.
dumb.
Yes.
It became a competition. It,
I
it
agree.
became dumb. So now I don't look at posts
I
anymore.
agree.
I just like scroll
Yeah.
through stuff and I just don't pay attention to it anymore. Back then it
I
was
agree.
it was new.
Agree.
Facebook was new and it was so funny because you can see your friends' dinner. You can you can see their lives
Yeah.
unfolding
Yeah. Yeah.
in
Yeah.
front of you through a
It wasn't
screen
so
or
bad. It
something.
wasn't so bad.
And yeah,
You were
but now
actually
it's just
intrigued, right? You were
it's
like,
like,
you're
yeah,
interested.
yeah, yeah. It was
Now,
like I said, it was
yeah,
amusing.
yeah,
But now it has
yeah,
developed into something else and it has become a
yeah. It's
competition.
something else.
So it's kind of
The
like
intention is
it's
different
like
now.
yeah. So that's the whole thing. So that's why I just like post stuff
And
that are, like just for some friends and family to be updated on. Like for example, Snow has
yeah,
sort of like a recital.
recital, her
Just
recital.
let them know that she
Yeah,
just
yeah.
had her recital or she had her
No, but
graduation,
it's
she had her opening day.
but it's
It's
fine, bro. I mean, don't let it ruin your excitement for things. Like for example, if I have a new guitar, I'll show it off. If I have, I don't like my watches. I don't really show, but like I have a group for that. But like if you have like I have like a new guitar or maybe new shoes or you ate dinner at a fancy restaurant, that's totally fine, man. I mean, I get that. It's not dangerous for us folks because we're older. We know where we stand in this world. We're fine. We're not doing it for those reasons. We're just like we're proud of what it is that we do. Like for you, if you travel with your family and you go to like a nice place, don't be ashamed to post that. That's fine. We it. What's worrying me are the kids. It's like the young kids, you know, the younger kids, they're so conscious about what it is that they post that they're no longer in touch with reality. Like a lot of kids, maybe they're ashamed of their home, they're ashamed of their friends, they're ashamed of their clothes, they're ashamed of whatever. So they put up something else, or they'll exert effort to be able to buy this or to get that, just to post something
we
that will
didn't
put them on
we
the
did
same
not have
level
that
as
problem.
right.
We
We
did
did
not
not
have
have
that
that
problem because you know
problem.
why?
We didn't have
Because we
that.
didn't have the internet,
No,
right? Nobody would see my freaking house. I
we
had a
didn't have the
really small
internet.
house.
No,
It
that's
was an
true.
ugly house. I
That's
could just
true.
like BS my friends like,
That's
oh
true.
yeah, I have a
I had an
nice
old
house, and they
house.
wouldn't know about it.
Yeah, exactly. And
We didn't
and
have
it's like
we didn't have that
and it's
problem.
like it's like here's how it is now. Here's how it is now. It's like that's why you notice if you go to YouTube, you watch every celebrity vlog, every celebrity who's become a YouTuber, almost all of them have like millions of followers or subscribers. Why? Is it because they're talented? Is it because they have brilliant ideas? Is it because they're inspiring? Is it because they have groundbreaking content? No, it's because people want to see how nice their house is, how great their bag
Really?
collection is. They have Hermes and
All
all that
right.
stuff, or how nice their cars are, or like you look at the house tour, and I watch it, and I don't envy it. I watch it because I'm like, wow, that's nice. Like you didn't know, but you watch it, and but for the kids it has a different impact on them. It makes them feel bad about their house. It makes them feel bad about their things. It makes them feel bad about what their parents can provide. Like they're watching kids who are their age, who are in showbiz, and have this much wealth, and they're like all of a sudden thinking, crap. Like because I mean, back in the day, our only point of comparison were our classmates and schoolmates. Like if you went to Ateneo,
Right.
anak ng congressman yung classmate mo, okay, that's it. Oh, we have a rich classmate. We went to their house. It's a mansion. I live in this house. But that's it. But you go to YouTube, dude, and you see all these people like flaunting their wealth. Oh, what does that make you feel like? even just like your even just like your significant other, like your wife or something, like you're a hardworking husband, and then your wife watches a YouTube video, and yung asawa nung babaeng yun batugan lang na tiyempo lang na sumikat sa YouTube, and then they live in a nice house and whatever. What's your wife gonna feel about what you can provide for her? Your wife's gonna be like, "To asawa ko trabaho ng trabaho, wala namang ano." You know what I'm saying? Like we still live in this. I mean, it it's gonna it makes them it's okay if it's inspiring and you look at them and you say, okay, wow, that's great that they saved up. I love you're getting home design ideas. That's fine, because we're adults, we're mature that way. We don't envy these people, we don't look at it that way. But the generation now, we don't know any better. Like my kid, he's gonna grow up and he's gonna see these like dream bedrooms for kids. He's gonna think, why can't my dad provide that for me? Pa, why can't you build a bed like that for
There's
me?
a
Why can't you
reason.
provide a
There's a
playground in the
reason.
house? Like the Kramers.
You can tell
What's her
him.
name?
All right.
Cheska, the sister of
Right.
Patrick Garcia and her husband,
Right.
Doug Kramer.
Right. Right.
They get all
Okay.
these sponsorships because they're a celebrity couple.
Right.
They like
Okay.
built a freaking like indoor playground
Right.
for their
Here's
kids in the
here's
house,
here's the
right?
answer. Here's the answer to that
Right?
question. If one of your kids ask
Don't
you
let
that
them watch.
question, no, no, no. Yeah, you can. Yeah, you can make them watch it. You can let them watch it.
Pagilo.
But if they ask you that question, I would just like tell them like that's why it's called a dream because it's just a dream. It's not real. That's a dream for you. Reality for them. It's yeah.
Problem is, it's
I
on
want a
YouTube.
freaking sports car.
If it
Yeah. You know what my dream car is? A freaking Phantom. A Rolls Royce Phantom. Do you see me driving a Phantom? Stop whining. Sleep
Dude,
in the freaking
I
bed.
haven't even been inside a Phantom. It's yeah, but
Exactly,
see, that's
right?
how we were back then. That's how we were back then. We could differentiate between a dream and reality. Like that's a dream. If you get that, that's good. If you don't, it's a dream. But the kids now, they expect everything to be attainable. Like for like Ivana Alawi, is it Ivana Alawi? Was that Alawi chick? Who's like worth how
I
many
have no
million now?
idea.
Um,
I have no idea. I don't even know. I don't even want to think about it.
Ivana, right?
Yeah, I mean,
The ate.
you,
Yeah, see Ivana, like
right? See,
what? Yeah, I watch
you're
it
the
with
one.
my kid.
Okay, the only time I get these information about these YouTubers having lots of money is from you and my sister. I never really thought that people can get rich through YouTube, but then it turns out that yeah, you can. But the thing is, it's just for me. I don't think I can do it because you know why? I'm too lazy to do
Yeah,
those things that they
but
do.
people,
It takes a
yeah,
lot of hard work. Like they
yeah,
have the patience to edit
yeah. But
stuff. They have the patience to
what
just
people don't
like
understand though,
do things that I don't have the patience to do. So naturally, if they make more money than me, I wouldn't really feel bad about it. Like like there's this TV show that my daughter watches, Himawari Channel. It's just like it's not stupid, but it's I
mm-hmm.
mean it's entertaining. It's like a sort of a Ryan Ryan Toys like what is it called right now? It's not Ryan's Story Review anymore, right? Like Ryan's channel. What do you call Ryan's channel now?
Ryan's
It's
story,
like
yeah,
sort
yeah,
of
yeah, Ryan's story review, yeah, yeah, like yeah,
right, but
yeah, I
now
get what you mean.
it's probably a different name now. But it's a sort of like that show. It's a Japanese family, so it's like two girls, then the father and the mother's the one shooting. Their father's just acting dumb and like obnoxious and stuff. And
Yeah,
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 I
that's
mean,
like
my
I'm so
daughter loves
tempted
it
to do
because
that.
right.
Don't
But
lie,
I
you're
mean,
tempted to do
yeah,
that.
yeah, I'm tempted to. I'm
The
like, I can do a better
Iceman
job than
family,
this guy. I
Iceman
can be more
family vlog,
obnoxious. I can be more funny.
exactly.
I can be more
I
dumb. I can be dumber.
know,
I can be
I
stupid. But the thing
know.
is, I don't have the patience to go through all what they're going through to come up with those shows. Like it take like I even gave up editing our
Yeah,
freaking recording. I mean, come on. Like no way I'm gonna make money because I'm too lazy
but but
or I don't have that talent. I don't have that
you
talent.
know why? You know why? You're not lazy. You just have another option, which is your employment. Now you have to understand a lot of these people probably don't
What do you
have that
suggest?
option.
Quit my
So they're
job?
like, oh, let's just go on YouTube and makipagsapalaran tayo. You know what I'm saying?
That's a
Because you like okay,
you're
and
treading
here's
on
the thing that
dangerous grounds, man.
no
You're
no
walking on
here's
thin
the
ice. I'm
thing.
telling you.
A lot a lot of people think A lot of people assume because okay, like YouTube, maganda yung quality, the video that's edited, whatever, it's gonna have a billion followers. You're gonna be rich. No, luck is still a factor. I mean, there's it's still all about like whether you appeal to an audience, whether you get exposed, whether YouTube decides to, there's there's this thing they call the YouTube it's a term that they use for like how things work. But anyway, the way I see it is, it's like I'm not knocking those people. I mean, it's do what you got to do. If you need to do that to, I mean, I know people who get naked to provide for their families, and there are a lot of worse things you can do to earn money, right? I mean, certainly, but I'm just saying it's like if that's what people patronize, then we've really gone down a downward spiral. Like you watch every movie now, it's all about like zombie apocalypse. Like, come on, like really, like, I mean, when I was a kid, like zombies have been around forever, but it wasn't like to the point where everybody actually really took it seriously, and everything became a. You look at
Because
video
that's the thing.
games
We
now,
have
it's
too
all
much
about that.
options
You think,
nowadays. I miss the time when the only option you have is to go to a theater or a cinema. I miss those times.
yeah,
Now you
yeah, yeah,
have
yeah,
streaming
and and
services. You have Hulu,
and
you
you
have
left
Disney
it to the
Plus, you have
professionals, right?
Netflix.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Right.
That's
So
true.
now there's just so many
Yeah.
like it's
And, and,
it's
and
it's very
there was such a thing as professional. There's just a thing back
right.
then as professional. Like you wouldn't watch a movie that was not produced by a professional director or a professional movie whatever. Now it's like, I mean, anybody can make a movie. Anybody can. I mean, not. I'm not,
Exactly,
like I said, I'm not
exactly. So
knocking
it's
it
just
because if they're talented, if they're talented, they deserve it. But the sad part is the ones that get the huge following are really the mediocre ones. It's really the lame ones. Like I said, I watch videos on YouTube all the time, and the brilliant videos and channels on YouTube that I follow, dude, they have like 500,000 followers, whatever. The ones that are really like stupid, like literally just like a fat kid eating fried rice, freaking 5, 10 million subscribers. I'm like, come on, man. You know what I'm saying? It's like, I mean, you go on YouTube to watch a fat kid eat fried rice. I mean, what is that? I mean, if I had known that that was the trick, then I would have force fed my kid a long time. But it's 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 so unpredictable, and people don't really dig like intellectual content anymore. People even say, like nowadays, people even say that the attention span of of people now is like what 10 minutes, 5 to 10 minutes. Um, yeah, that's why there's this term called YouTube attention span because people just like they can't watch a movie anymore. We can't even finish a movie anymore. We can't sit down and how
yeah.
about the
I'm
kids?
guilty. I'm guilty of that. How many
How about the kids?
continue continue movies on my Netflix account?
Yeah.
Continue
How
watching.
about the kids?
Ice. They're actually calling me Ice. Continue watching. Paghilot. I don't have time. Well, the kids now,
I
the
know
kids
it's like
nowadays, they're just even
they get
even the
bored so
kids in my
easily,
class
dude.
now. I ask them, "Do you watch TV?" And they say like, "No, I don't watch TV." Like, what do you do? Like play games? Like, no. What YouTube? And they're like, yeah, YouTube. So all right,
Yeah.
everybody's
See,
this is the YouTube generation. So
it's a YouTube
everybody
generation.
has has that like 10-minute attention span. They can only watch something for 10 minutes, and then they would change, and they would
That's true.
change.
That's true. They
we,
get
we, we
bored.
wouldn't be
They get
surprised
bored.
if people stop, getting to relationships because they can't be in a relationship for that long. They can be in a relationship for 10 minutes, then, like change.
That's true. That's
All right.
true. I mean, what about like their? I mean, look at their phones, dude. Phone iPhone releases a new one every year. Does iPhone release a new one every year? Is it every year? Is it every year?
Yeah, yeah, it's every year.
It's
See, my brother's stupid. My brother was just,
what,
he sent me a message, and it's somebody
what is it?
well, it's a photo, and he was like, "Do you know this person?" And he was asking me if I know the person because he said that he heard that this guy is. It was a family picture, and he heard that the person in the picture is my batchmate. And I said like, all right. So I said no. Well, I don't recognize any of them. And he said, well, he already died. Namatay na daw. I'm like, really? And he said, nag-basketball tapos kalit na heart attack. I'm like, all right. And I said, ang lalaki. And he said, alangan ng babae. Nag-basketball. Ang lalaki. Oy. You're so sexist. I mean, for all I know, the wife loves to play basketball. I mean, what the heck? Like,
No, but that's old school. That's old school, right? I mean, like you're open minded. You know you look at. I mean, dude, somebody died. Don't laugh.
I, no, I mean, he was like the punchline was anyway. Well, I don't know who the person is, but condolences to the
Yeah,
family.
yeah,
Well, the point was like he asked me a question. I answered him. He asked me a stupid question. I'm not laughing about the death. All right. I mean, like I said, it's funny until it happens to you. All right.
it's
So that's
funny.
what
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
that's
yeah.
what Dave Chappelle said.
Okay, well,
Anyway, the
what's your
problem that
take on? Okay, yeah, read Patrick's
Patrick, all right.
message.
The problem that we have right now with the internet is that those people with perverse ideas and agenda have now an outlet to spew out and disseminate their
That's
messed
true.
up ideas. Okay, that's
That's true.
another. That's another.
That's true.
That's another.
That's true.
Topic to talk about.
That's true.
Like we have all these
Yeah.
extremists. We have all these crazy
There's
people who
no
have these crazy
there's
ideas.
no standards committee. I don't want to call it
Right.
censorship because we want freedom of speech here. I mean,
No, I mean, like
ISIS
for
for that,
example,
I'm for
back
that,
then,
but just a
stupid
standards
people.
committee, you know?
Right, because back then, stupid people. They it's hard to find another stupid person to have something in common with. You know what I'm saying? But now it's easy to find these people
It's
who
a,
are because they're
you
just in the
can join a
internet.
group. You
Yeah, I'm
can
like,
join a
oh,
group
here's the crazy
on
people.
Facebook, Stupid People's Group.
Let's let's join this group. They're stupid. They like what I like. They hate these types of people. Yeah, this is really nice. Those hate groups and stuff. I mean, back then you just you wouldn't have the
Yeah,
balls.
you're right. You're
But then
right. Good
because you
point.
know that there
It's
are other
hard.
people who hate those people,
It
then
was
I'll
hard to
join them.
find your fellow if you're stupid you couldn't really like increase your numbers that fast like now
Exactly.
on YouTube
Exactly.
it's like all the
Yeah.
stupid I mean that's what I'm
You can
saying it's like
multiply. You can multiply
but back
really
but back
fast
then
in
there were
seconds.
standards and that's the thing like the kids now you just said your students they don't watch TV they watch YouTube now YouTube doesn't have a standards thing they only have like you can report or they demonetize your content if you have bad words or profanity or whatever but there's no standards you can literally post a video where all you do is like spit like you can just like spit like for like 10 minutes straight. I mean, can you imagine if like you have a 5-year old watching that video and thinking that's like normal? Because I mean, back in the day when we were watching TV, we were so affected by what we would see on TV. If it was a horror movie, we would have nightmares. If it was a news flash, we would believe it. If it was a whatever, we fell for that crap. Imagine your kid, 5 years old, like totally doesn't even have the judgment yet. What's right or wrong, what's rational or whatever and you would watch a video and it's like a person spitting at another person and laughing about it or like a slapping competition or something. I mean, who's to tell that kid that hey that's not right, that's just content for entertainment, right? I mean if your kid's watching the video, what's the difference to the kid if that's so what I'm saying is it's gonna snowball and like we know better because we come from a generation where there were standards like there was such a thing as professional. Nowadays, it's like your kid can go on YouTube and literally watch a video of people like throwing up for an
Here's
hour.
here, here's an idea.
I mean, what the
Um,
hell, right?
get rid of your internet.
You know,
You can't get rid of your internet. You can't
I
get rid
have
of
to
your
watch
internet.
those things. see that see that's what I tell my kid like whenever I watch these stupid videos with my son and there are like videos where it's like it's really like stupid or sexual or whatever. I always tell Raj it's just for content. Like I know better because I'm older, but your kid you're watching these things for the first time, you might have the wrong idea. And he's like, no, I know this, Papa, I understand this, I know this, Papa, but then again we have a foundation that was already set in. So our parents already set in certain manners. We already grew up with certain fears and certain self disciplines. So if something is thrown our way, it's not going to build into our foundation anymore. There's already a foundation. You can't penetrate that. But where kids, their foundation is still being built. And if their foundation is built on the videos that they watch on YouTube or the posts that they see on Facebook or the things that they see on social media, and it's the parents now who are trying to penetrate that and can no longer influence their kids because their kids know more than you, how are they going to respect you, right? I mean, kids literally have knowledge in their fingertips. Back in the day, the kids' source of knowledge was school or parents. The only source of information for them was like what teacher said or what my lolo or lola or mom said. That's the authority. Now they watch YouTube, they can they can dispute you. They can have an argument with you and say, "No, papa, that's not true. I saw on Wikipedia it said this." I saw I mean, dude, man. I mean, it's I don't know what kind of an effect that will have on our kids
Read a
because
book. Don't rely on Wikipedia because Wikipedia is not
exactly.
reliable
Ex-
too.
how many kids
Research
still read a
books.
book? That's the thing. How many kids still read a book? How many kids go to National Bookstore or Fully Booked? National Bookstore, I don't it's empty. Fully booked, it's empty. Like I'm the only one walking in there and I'm literally buying stuff to save the business because I don't want these bookstores to close down. Dude, book sale. They literally have books there for like 50 pesos. Brilliant books. Books that we would have died to own back in the day, that we would have ordered overseas, because we couldn't buy them here. Literally gathering dust. Nobody's going in there. All the kids are it's just like I'm saying, man, it's sad, but we have to admit it. We have to accept it. And we just have to pray that our kids grow up in a generation where, you know, they know of all the information they get, they're still capable of differentiating between the bad and the good. Because it seems like it's cool to be bad now, you know? It seems like that's how it is. Like it's cool to be bad now. Like you have to be bad. The badder you are, the cooler you are. Y- you watch the internet. If there's content there that's good, nobody cares about that crap. You know, like be good, share, or whatever. No one's viewing that crap. Nobody, no one's interested in that. Naked women, dancing ladies, or people fighting, or this something terrible is going to happen. Everybody flocks to that content. That's what everybody wants to watch. I mean, what's going on with us? That's what people share, you know? That's what people share. Guy fights over whatever. Person jumps on this, whatever, commit suicide. That's what everybody will share on social media. Nobody's going to share a good deed. It's just not cool anymore. What are you doing, step bro? Patrick, what have you been watching? Hipsters are the ones that are buying the books. Oh, well, I guess Ice and I are hipsters then. We're hipsters, Ice. Um,
Hipsters.
okay, hold on. Yeah, I mean, okay, I'll show you this. Like, see, I want to let the kids know out there that you know what, you're not. If you have a cell phone, you have a book. You have access to books. Iceman, we had this discussion already.
Right.
You do, right? If you have a cell phone, you have books. You just click on, like, if you have a phone, just click on the books. Just click on books. There's book.
Hey, Rod, you still there? I think you're frozen. Dude. Patrick, you still there? All right. Okay. Rod's gone. Let's wait for him. Anyway, yeah, I think Rod was trying to talk about like books or like the book app. Like, yeah, well, see, yeah, you have like here books. Just like I have a book. I have three book apps. Ice are Kindle tablets popular there in Japan. Kindle tablets, yeah, yeah. It's popular here. Kindle tablets. I see a lot of people. Even the old ones, the Kindle tablets, like the first edition, they're quite popular. Just the black and white, the one that looks like a book, an actual book. Right. That's popular because every time I get on the train, I see a lot of people having those. But now I think it's just like the phone, and the people here are more of um. I think they're into Android device compared to like us. I don't know how it is in the Philippines or how it is in Australia. If Apple is more popular there, but I think yeah, we have so many other tablets here. Samsung, Sony. Do we have Sony? I'm not sure. Maybe a Sharp. I don't know all the tablets that are out there, but I know that Japanese gets like all sorts of like bundle deals from phone companies. So yeah, I think yeah, it is popular here. Kindle tablet. I know there's a Kindle tablet model that feels like paper. Yeah, yeah, I've seen those. I haven't really touched one of those. I don't know how it feels, but it looks like an actual book. So I've seen them in trains, and you see people like reading them. So yeah, I really wanted to get one of them, one of those things, and but for some reason I just I just couldn't, and I just didn't. So I have a phone now, and I have a freaking tablet. I have an iPad Air. So I just if I read books, it's either I use my phone or I use my iPad. And in school, I try to open an actual book because it helps if you have an actual book from time to time. Hey Rod, what's happening, man? Where are you? What happened to your internet? He was complaining about his son watching too much YouTube, and I told him, get rid of your internet. That was my solution to him. And well, Rod, are you coming back? Are people dumber now than before? Probably. No, definitely. All right, so he's back.
Internet
I
died,
thought
man.
I gave you I gave you an advice. If you want your kid to stop going on YouTube or watching all those stupid videos, get rid of your internet. And I thought you took that advice. Well,
I
apparently you
need it.
did.
What are you talking about? The heck with my kid.
I need to
He can grow
watch.
up dumb if you
What are you
want.
doing, step bro? What are you doing, step bro? Patrick.
Yeah.
Oh man, now I know your
Yeah.
kinks.
Anyway, as I
What
was
else are your
saying, all right. Now, see, you can just go to you can go to books and
right?
download stuff. All right. There's a lot of
Yeah.
content there. Look, guys. Look what my I'm currently reading now.
Holy crap. Penthouse and
Yeah,
MacBook
man.
Pro.
No. I mean, like, there's so much content. Like, I mean, not necessarily penthouse, but I'm just saying, it's all there. All right. Like, and if you're too lazy to read, because I understand how people get lazy now and they're too busy, audiobooks. See, Iceman and I were on the same boat. We're from the old school. We're cut from the same cloth. We still read. You know what I'm saying? Penthouse is still, of course, it's still alive. Are you kidding me? Penthouse forums, you read those stories about neglected wives? Come on.
Patrick, Bandera is
You
still
don't get.
alive for crying out loud. What makes you think Penthouse will
Oh,
go out of business?
Last Two is still alive. What are you talking about?
Hi Alai is still around. Come on, man. Give Penthouse some credits.
Of- As long as people, as long as, anyway, I'm just saying. I'm just saying. All right. It's not limited to going to a bookstore. But if you could go to a bookstore and buy a book, please do. I mean, it's a dying thing. I know, save the trees, don't buy printed stuff. But I just I feel bad. I can't, remember Ice, have you seen the movie Equilibrium with Christian Bale? The gun kata, they're called the God, what are they called? Anyway,
With
Equilibrium.
Mario Van Peels? No?
No, that was not Mario Van Peebles. No, there's a guy there
Mario
that there's
Van
a guy there that
Peebles.
there's a guy there that, like, he could be mistaken for Mario Van Peebles, that black dude, but he's not. It's not Mario Van Peebles. But it's Equilibrium. It's Christian Bale. It's an awesome movie. It's almost like, kind of like The Matrix, but
Really?
it's an underrated film. It's basically, the story is, it's a totalitarian government, and basically the government has
I thought it was
forbidden.
Mario Van Peebles. Yeah,
Yeah,
well, it's not.
the
You're
government
right.
has forbidden everybody to like have an opinion. So everybody's forced to take a pill.
Tay
Everybody's
Diggs. It's Tay Diggs.
Yes, Ty Diggs, Ty Diggs, yeah. But
Tay
that guy, see,
Diggs.
you thought it was Mario Van Peebles, right? But
Yeah.
so what happened is like art was forbidden, music was forbidden, anything that would instill like a person's feelings and whatever, everything was forbidden. So I love that movie. And books were burned. If you were caught with a book, you would be assassinated. You would be basically exterminated. And what happened was Christian Bale stopped taking the pill because his best friend stopped taking the pill and he got killed for it. And he stopped taking the pill and he started to have feelings. And he thought his son was going to betray him and report him to the government. But his son actually also stopped taking the pills. So, and it's a good movie because it kind of shows you that it's a possibility that the future, how a future could be if people were just controlled by, let's say, YouTube, right? Like, because what if I was like this crazy dude and I purchased YouTube and I purchased Facebook and I purchased Instagram and I purchased all these social media outlets and I just like try to brainwash everybody who's on it, which is pretty much maybe 80% of the population of the world, into my beliefs, into my ideas, into who's to tell the difference? No one's going to be able to tell the difference. We would because we come from a generation before internet. But what about the kids now where everything they know is based on what's on social media? Like, and what if it's controlled by one entity whose aim is to just like brainwash everyone? I mean, I know it's a
It's
conspiracy
controlled by
theory.
Meta.
It's like, you remember the Big Brother is watching thing. Remember that there's
Right.
this thing
Right.
back in the day that there's the Big Brother is always watching.
Mark's
Like,
watching. For sure.
yeah, I mean, it's
Mark Z.
he is. He knows. They have keywords that trigger his attention. Ooh, these guys are talking about us. I'll turn off Ron's
Mark
internet.
Z.
I'll cut off. You
Mark
notice
Z.
how I got cut off? You notice how I got cut off when I was
Yeah, you were
talking
talking about
about?
books. Yeah, because you were
Yeah, I was
talking
like,
about
no,
books. You get cut
no,
off.
and I was dissing internet, and I was saying things about like
Right.
kids should not
Next
be.
thing you know,
All of a sudden,
tomorrow you can't log in on your Facebook account.
yeah, that's what I'm
You're
saying,
not on
man. That's
Instagram
what I'm
anymore. Your
saying.
Twitter's
It's
gone.
starting. It's
Right.
starting. It's starting. They're there. They are there. They are like their sights are set on us, Ice. They're like these two
Right.
dudes. They're not good for our business. These two
I
dudes,
think so. You
they have
sleep
like
tonight,
five.
you wake up, you wake up tomorrow morning, then wherever you put your MacBook Pro, you get there. Where do you book your where do you put your MacBook Pro? Do you have like
Anywhere.
a sort of a desk?
No, I don't. My son does, but I just put it on anywhere. Like,
All right.
it's
So
tiny.
wherever you
It
put
doesn't
your
matter.
MacBook Pro, the moment you wake up tomorrow, you try to find it, then you don't see your MacBook Pro there anymore. You see a Remington typewriter. That's the
Oh, you're
price.
complaining about the internet, huh? Eto sa'yo.
Alright. Etong sa'yo. Mag-typewriter
No,
ka
no,
na.
but see, it's funny though. Like, it's so unlikely that will happen. Like, we literally have like three people watching this show. I mean, why would they even be threatened by us?
But you never know.
Like,
You never
I mean,
know.
you think? Yeah, but there are a lot of other, so many
Will they wait
conspiracy
for the
theory
numbers to
channels out
go
there.
well, should they wait for the numbers to get to 100,000? Of course they won't cut
You
it
have a
off at
point.
5,
You have the point. You
right?
have the point. You have a point. You
Lima
have a
pa lang,
point. You have a
lima
point.
pa lang, 10 na.
Unahin na natin yung Patrick Angelo Amable. Let's cut off his internet. That Patrick
Right?
guy, he's getting brainwashed.
He's in
He's
Australia.
starting he's starting to believe
Pasok.
these two dorks.
Okay, Patrick saying, I mean, Playboy doesn't do the naked photo shoots anymore, at least in the US. The ones in Europe and Latin America still do those photo shoots. Who needs who needs Playboy and who needs those photo shoots? Patrick, you're watching. What are you doing, step bro? You don't need those things. You don't need those things anymore.
Dude,
You're
you
watching.
know,
Bro, what are you doing, step bro?
that saying back in the day where people have an excuse like, "Oh, I only read Playboy for the articles." It's actually true now because that's all Playboy has, the articles.
Just the articles.
No
No
naked
more
women no
photos, no more
more.
pictures. Right?
Yeah, that's
Because I mean, really, I'm thinking now that back in the day when we were younger, when we were small kids, and we had magazines and whatnot like Playboy, Penthouse, those other nude magazines.
Hustler,
I mean,
hustler.
right, Hustler. I mean, my grandfather had one, and we know where he keeps it, so we would always raid his like
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
secret, like
Boys
whatever
will
you
be
call
boys.
it. All
Boys will
right,
be boys. Yeah.
it was in his tool. It was in his tool room, and somewhere
Yeah.
he just like stuffed it in there together with the hammers, the saws, the mallets.
And yet
Like,
all you were
and
was. The
he thought
kids
we
know
would
where it
never find
was.
it. We found it,
For
and we would like
for some
we would
reason.
always
If
sneak
it's
in,
sport,
and it would like
we know where to
right,
find it, right?
and we would
Yeah.
just like borrow it for a few, like I don't know, a few minutes maybe. We didn't last that long, and we would like put it back where we like where we took it. But that's the thing. Now I'm thinking about it. I'm like, wow, they were just like photos. You know what I'm saying? They were just photos, and it's not even moving. There's no sound.
It's
I
not
mean,
moving.
I don't know if I can. I don't know if I can do that now. You know what I'm saying? Like now they have VRs
Like
and
just
whatnot,
photos.
right?
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
yeah, yeah, yeah.
photos, just photos alone. Like, man, or even worse. Like, okay, after the okay, like those magazines and whatnot, right? And then you have all these shows like Savannah or Melrose Place, Baywatch, um, Beverly Hills. No, 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 no.
Not
Beverly
so
Hills.
much.
Were there
No, not so much.
like were they showing some skin
Steamy
there? I mean,
scenes?
not really
No, no, no,
nudity.
not so much.
Not really, right? So not no no no.
Not so
So it
much.
was
Yeah.
Melrose Place. What's the other one? There was another one. Melrose Place, Baywatch,
That had like naked
Savannah,
women.
Knots Landing, even Knots Landing. Even Knots Landing, dude.
So
Pinagtsagaan ko
old.
yung Knots
That's
Landing.
so old.
It's so
Yeah, because
old
sexy
school, but there
women.
was like
Yeah,
a
that's
blonde
old
girl
school.
there,
Yeah.
and I'm just
Yeah,
like,
there's a
all right,
blonde girl there. Yeah,
pretty
who was the
face.
blonde girl in Knots Landing?
I have
Yeah.
no idea. And there was like I think the scene was just like the girl was like wearing like a fancy dress with like she was braless because you can see
Yeah.
from like from the back like so like that
Yeah.
was just like oh there was no
Yeah,
bra or
you were
anything. It's like
freaking out
oh
already.
holy
Dude,
crap. I'm like,
dude. I used to I used to look forward to Carmen Martin and White Castle whiskey commercials, dude, just riding that horse. I was like, God, I wish I could like record this and like play it
pag-delete
back
mo
over and
muna
over again.
30 seconds lang yan.
White
30
Castle
seconds
whiskey,
lang.
White Castle whiskey, White Castle whiskey is for me. And then they have to show
36
these guys like,
30.
like, dude, think about it. When in history of the world were guys drinking at the beach and all of a sudden a woman in red bikini like comes horseback riding your way? Like that's never gonna happen. Like, dude, I'm sure I've had my tagay, several times with my friends at the beach. I never saw a woman in two-piece bikini headed our way riding a horse. God, come
All
on,
right.
that's
Patrick
such.
saying once you go Playboy, Penthouse, or Hustler, you can't go back to FHM or Maxim. Dude, once you start watching What Are You Doing, Step Bro, you can never go back to these things that you just mentioned. Never. All right. Okay. My aunt's around. All right. Okay. That's what you call uso-uso lang yan.
Belated.
Yeah.
Happy birthday,
Yeah.
Mary Beth.
Yeah. Yeah. Belated happy birthday. Yeah. So, well, uso, yeah. Well, yeah. You get what you're saying, aunt. It's
That's
like,
what
yeah,
you
it's
call
the uso
uso-uso
now.
lang yan. Yeah,
It's
but
yeah, but it's not really an uso now. It's not just an uso
yeah,
now.
it's
I think
different.
it's a way
It's
of life.
different.
It's a way
It's
of life
different.
now.
It's different. The information superhighway has been opened. It's like what Iceman usually would always say back in the days, like the Pandora's box. And I think the internet literally is the Pandora's box. It is the Pandora's box. It's
Yeah.
like you're literally. Can you imagine? Just go back in time to like when you were 10 years old, and you literally can search for anything, type it in, and it will pop up. You know, like like you know old woman making love to a horse. Type that. It will show up. Not that I thought about that when I was a kid, but I mean, literally, you
Yes.
could do
Yeah.
that
Yeah. Okay.
and it will show up.
You did it.
Yeah,
You did it.
any old woman making love to a horse. Like, see, that's the worst part. I mean, it's not even like having sex, making love. Like, how can you have emotions with an animal? What, you're kissing?
I
Oh,
know,
I
right?
love you, horsey.
So
I mean,
it's
it's
just so
just,
crazy
dude,
nowadays.
it's so. Think about it. Okay, like, okay, if you let's say you wanna I mean, God forbid you want to do this. Like, what if, like, let's say you want to like hurt somebody and you want to do it and like do it like professionally? You can search for stuff like that. And now we wonder why there are like crazy psycho killers. We wonder why there are people. I mean, dude, like I said, information,
No, not
it's
just
not a bad
psycho
thing.
killers, man. Like those
Eh,
mass murderers, those who make up,
I
those
know
who make bombs,
exactly.
right? Those
They
who modify their guns and they start shooting
exactly.
people.
I mean, think
Holy
about this.
crap!
Back in the day, we wouldn't even like if somebody was looking through a window in our house, we would report them to the police. We would be freaked out. And yet now you're posting information on Facebook,
We didn't have
showing your
telephone. You
living
couldn't.
room, showing your living room, showing your whatever the heck it is, like the blueprints to your house. I mean, I'm just saying it's like if somebody really intentionally wanted to do somebody harm, the internet is there. It's all there. All the information they would need, it's all there. Now, that's what I'm saying. Information is not bad. Information in the wrong hands, it's scary. I mean, that's all I'm saying. Information, and not everybody is normal. Not everybody, we may sound like we're crazy, but we're good people. But there are people out there who, intentionally will be online, not knowing they're stalking your wife or they're stalking your kid or and you are so helpless because you just you don't even see it coming. And it's not, like I said, it's not like back in the day where when you say someone's stalking you, you literally see them following you around, so you're actually prepared. Now it's like you could go on the internet and somebody could stalk you, and you just have to kind of rely on good people. You just have to hope that everybody that's around you are good people, and nobody's there to like intentionally do you harm or whatever. But it still scares me, man, because
Okay, good point here from
in
Patrick. Another problem right now is that people immediately believe things on the internet like gospel truth without verifying or validating. That's very true. Because my wife just sent me, case in point, we're talking about my wife here. Case in point, she just sent me something last week about not, kids are not supposed to be eating persimmon and yogurt altogether. All right, they can't eat it in
That's
I don't know
like
like
Coke. Well,
at the
that's
same
like
time
Coke
like
and
about in
Mentos.
yeah,
It's like
something
Coke
like
and
that. Yeah.
Mentos.
So she
Like
was
don't
telling me
mix.
like,
Yeah.
"Oh, be careful if you're feeding Snow with persimmon, don't feed her yogurt or whatever." So I was like, "What?" And I was like, "What?
Who
Where's
told
this
you
coming
that?
from?"
Yeah.
Like she said that. So I was like, "All right." So I googled on the internet and it was like, like fact check. I said fact check, persimmons and yogurt. Then it came out there. It's like people have been spreading these things, and it originated from Thailand actually. Um, that post about yogurts and persimmons, and it says there it's not true. So I told her like, "Sana man, tuo na mag fake news." So I was like, these things are suspect. Like I mean, right, wouldn't yogurt companies be putting stuff like that on their labels if that was true, right? Because I mean, who knows, right? If that's really true, if there's like a really bad reaction, if you eat both of them at the same time. Like maybe yogurt companies should be putting those things on the label, like, "Oh, please don't eat yogurt." Like, but there's probably even a persimmon yogurt. Yogurts are flavored now. We have blueberry yogurts, we have strawberry yogurts. There's like
Yeah.
orange yogurts. There's probably persimmon yogurts for crying out loud. So I'm like, my wife was just like, "See." Like she almost believed it. She was warning me about it. It was like it's fake news.
Yeah. I agree. I agree. Oh man. That's the thing. It's people don't even bother to research anymore. If it's as long as it's online, and there are actually like sites there that brand themselves as like media outlets or like reliable sources of news, and they're not. I could create one like that. I could just like create a logo that looks credible. Anybody could do it, and start sharing false propaganda, and people fall for it. And I'm just saying, why are it's there's no clear cut thing. Like I said, there are no standards anymore. When you go online, just make sure that there is no um like screening committee. There's nobody that screens that for you. You have to use your own better judgment and your own initiative to decide if whatever it is that you read, whatever it is that you see, you have to take that and filter it with your own judgment. Because if you expect And that's like I said, that's what I'm saying. Are people dumber now than before? Because think about it, right? Back in the day, we didn't have Google, we didn't have spell check, we didn't have this online dictionary crap or whatever. But people still misspell words. People still are grammatically questionable, and I'm like, what? I'm totally blown away. And I'm not just talking about normal people here. I'm talking about like teachers. I'm talking about people who are like, and come on, you have every tool available to you to not make these mistakes. Like back in the day growing up, we didn't have these advantages, We didn't have, like, I have the dictionary on my phone. I have the Bible on my phone. I have all these things on my phone. It's all on my phone. So if I make a mistake, it's on me. I can obviously always double check. But there's still a lot of people out there that's you read their comments, you read their statements, their posts. I mean, you know, it blows my mind. I mean, not you can't even exert the effort to check. I mean, it would even indicate if your spelling is wrong. It would mark it that that word doesn't exist, and yet people will still, post what they post. And I think people don't. It's gotten to a point where people don't are not willing to exert any effort anymore whatsoever to make sure that what it is that they put out there is correct. I don't think don't people don't have that pride anymore. Back in the day, we were very conscious about that, and I don't know who to give credit or discredit to at this day and age. Internet is supposed to make us all smarter with all the information at our fingertips. Apparently, we choose to go for the wrong information, and we choose to be affected or influenced in a negative way. So that's the sad part. Um, yeah,
That's true. But you just
yeah,
can't help it. I think you just can't help it. As a person, you would go for the stupid stuff. I think that's the normal course of action for people.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
People just go for the stupid stuff, right?
It is.
I
It is.
mean, who wants to do something really really um life changing? You know what I'm saying? I mean, who really wants to take the high road? Nobody wants it. I mean, no Jose Rizal these days. No Andres Bonifacio these days. No Albert Einstein these days, right?
Yeah, yeah.
So
That's the sad
yeah,
part.
it's just
I mean,
it is
yeah,
sad. It is sad.
it's the sad part. You like as parents. The sad part too is that this is the most critical time too for us to be parenting our kids. But then again, it's harder because we have the distractions. We're watching a Netflix movie, we're posting on Facebook, we're just constantly distracted because there's always something to do, and it's that time where you're supposed to be like all eyes on your kids because your kids they have access to things that we didn't have access to before. Um,
That's true.
but then and I think
I'm
that's the
guilty.
hardest part of
I'm guilty.
parenting. Yeah, I'm guilty,
I
man.
also
It's
want
the hardest thing
yeah.
of parenting now. It's the hardest thing of parenting now. It's because of the distraction of internet. You're
Mhm.
holding your phone and your kid's doing something. Back in the day, your mom was 100% focused on you, unless she was cooking the meal, unless
Right.
she was cleaning the
Cooking,
house.
sleeping, cleaning the house.
She was
Yeah.
focused on you. She was making sure you took a nap at 3 p.m. She was making sure your clothes were ironed. She was making sure you did your homework. Nowadays, you're a parent and you have your phone, and there's constantly something going on in the world that for some reason you feel like you have to know, even though you really don't, because we survived without knowing these things back in the day. It didn't matter if we knew what that the neighbors were fighting or not. It didn't matter if you know something went on. It's like
Would you
we didn't.
survive if these things are gone in a
Right
snap?
now, right
Yeah.
now,
Yeah.
physically, yes, I would survive. I would, I would adjust, but I would survive. Like, what? I would shut down. I mean, think about it. Think about it. Think about it.
All right. Yeah. Snap. Internet's gone. Nothing's working. Whatever.
What am I?
Then I come.
Where?
Then I
What's
go.
the
I
point of
come.
life?
I come to visit you at your house, or I go to your place. I visit you, and
Who
you're
are
doing like.
you? Who are- think about. I think about this. Think about this. Think about this. All right. Earlier in the day, right? There was an earthquake. here. There
Mm-hmm.
was an earthquake,
Okay.
right? Now, I didn't feel it. My wife felt it. So, what's the rational thing to do? Check Facebook and see people posting Linog post in 5, 4, 3. Okay, so there wasn't a. You want to confirm something? Go on Facebook, right? Okay, you don't even go and check Pag-asa or you don't even check Philvox or whatever, right? You just go Facebook. Literally, you just base it on what your friends are posting. And if somebody says Linog post in 5, 4, 3, 2, then you know that there was an earthquake. That's basically it. You know. Okay, let's read this.
Patrick, yes, you're right. There are actually modern solutions, and there are ways to actually control the usage of internet for your kids. For example, like iPads, you have those things that you can just, I don't know, you can mess, you can mess it up. You can just like, all right, I'll give you an hour. Boom, you program it an hour, and that's all they have, just an hour. You can do that. It's
Yeah,
it's it's yeah, like they have those things. Yeah,
yeah,
it's set up
but
in
my
my daughter's iPad, but still.
my response to that, Patrick, is most parents, if we really had our way, to be honest, if we really had our way, we wouldn't even have our kids on the internet, literally. But sadly, it's the only way to shut them up. It's the only way to keep them preoccupied. So a lot of the parents actually rely on it. It's the babysitter of the family. It's the babysitter of the household. It's like, yeah, okay, so I'm gonna show you no internet. Okay, so walang internet yung anak mo. What does the kid do? Bugs you the rest of the time. Papa, I'm bored. Papa, he'll do start doing silly stuff. And then you go like, okay, go. Here's your iPad again. Because it shuts them up. It keeps them preoccupied. It's kind of like you're damned if you do or you're damned if you don't. If you don't put them on the internet, they're gonna bug you and they're gonna do stupid things and you're gonna be annoyed and you're gonna want them to chill out. If you give them the internet, then you have that risk of them exposing themselves to things that they shouldn't be exposed to. So it's kind of like a then you do and then you don't situation. It's not like how we were back in the day where if we didn't have internet, so we were always kind of ingenious about things of entertaining ourselves and we didn't bug our parents. We would like luto-luto, tao-tao, do all these crazy stuff that we did. And we didn't bug our parents. But now the kids, it's like they have toys. Like my son, he has a room full of toys. He doesn't even touch them. When there's a brownout, when there's no internet, he's like, Papa, what am I gonna do? I'm like, Anak, you have a billion toys upstairs. You have a toy kingdom full of, rooms worth of toys. And he's like, I don't really want to play with them, because he doesn't even know how to play with toys anymore. Their imaginations don't exist. Kids don't have imaginations anymore because they don't need to. Because if there's anything that comes up in their heads, they can just Google it. They can just search it. They can just play it. It's there. There's nothing else left for the imagination. Unlike back in the day with us as kids, we had to imagine things. We watch Alagad ni Kalantiao, we were already blown away. Oh my God, Res Cortez has powers. What the
Right.
hell? I mean,
Kami
what the
mga
heck?
munting higit. Oh my God, nakakaiyak.
What the hell were we even watching that? What the hell was the point? Watching kids pushing a cariton? What the heck was that? But there was nothing else. There was nothing else, right? I mean,
Exactly, right? I miss
would you
those
watch that
days. I
now?
miss those days. There's nothing on
Desi
TV but
Tomas
Pinoy
was the
Thriller
dying
or Regal
mom. She
Shocker,
was sick.
right?
Dude, I was
You
like
don't
I was
have a
like eight
choice.
years
I mean,
old,
that's
nine
the
years
only
old.
thing on TV.
I was 8 years old, 9 years old. I was watching The Equalizer. What the hell was wrong with me? You know what I'm saying? Like
Edward Woodward,
The
the
Equalizer.
Equalizer.
Like
Of course,
what the
Calc and
heck,
Crest.
right? Like we didn't
I
understand
mean,
half of what we were watching.
the
What the
Golden
heck,
Girls, and
dude?
now I
The
watch it.
Love Boat and
I have
the
so
Love
much
Boat.
option right
The,
now, so much content on the internet, but I go watch the Golden Girls because I
yeah.
didn't realize how funny it was back
The
then.
Golden Girls is
It's so
awesome. The
funny.
Golden Girls, it has awesome wit. She's so what's her name? The tiny lady. She with the sarcastic
Yeah, she was like the
remarks.
mom. She
Oh
was
my
the mom.
god,
She was the mom. I forgot her name. She
she's
was the
so
mom.
freaking. She's hilarious. I mean, yeah, Golden Girls is funny. I mean, Murder She Wrote. Remember Murder She Wrote?
I miss Murder She
Right?
Wrote. Jessica
Murder
Fletcher.
She
Yeah.
Wrote. See. Okay, if you were a kid and you were watching those shows, props to you. because you're on a different level. But the kids now, what are they watching? Mr. Beast. Literally a guy
Mr. Beast.
who gives out
I don't
stuff
know
to
who Mr.
people.
Beast is. All right, really?
He's just a
Mr.
guy who has a lot
Beast?
of money and gives
That's
stuff
what
to
he calls
people. I mean,
himself? Mr.
so now
Beast?
kids, yeah, he just like he has like a billion followers on YouTube. So he just like
The
gives
only
people
Beast I know
stuff.
back
Or
then
he
was
just
like
like,
Beauty and the Beast. And he was an actual
no, this
beast.
is a different level. Different level. People are talking. What are people talking about? Squid Game. What are people talking about? Game of Thrones. What are people talking about? Walking Dead. It's nobody's talking about anything else. It's just how it is. And I don't know. PBB. Come on,
What are people
right?
talking about? What are you
Watching a
doing,
bunch
step
of
bro?
like, but, that's more worth it. Mag-FB live kung may sunog instead na tumulong. Well, that's kind of
Uy, may
helping, I
sunog, may
guess,
sunog.
because people are going to be.
FB Live.
Yeah, yeah. Oh, by the way, I would like to state that prayers for our
Chief
chief
Pulong?
technician Pulong. His house burned down, dude. His house burned down. So if you
His
could
house
like extend
burned
any
down?
help that we can, his house burned down.
What
It burned
happened?
to nothing left. I was just informed by Darwin the other day. Oh, yesterday I think. So I was messaging Chuck and Joe, and I'm like, hey, if we could collectively like extend a help. Something blew
All
up.
right,
They were having dinner or
I'll
something
message
like
my
that, and
sister. All right, okay.
um, yeah, yeah. I just like I mean, totally like wiped out, man. They're start from nothing, literally. But nobody in the family was harmed. I think a dog
All
burned.
right,
One
that's
of
the
the
most
dogs
important
was like
thing.
stuck in out, and but he was supposedly, yeah, he was supposedly like hysterical and like really. They're staying with the neighbors now, and you know, um, the saying na mas mabuti pang manakawan than masunugan, because
Mm,
manakawan ka,
mm,
there's still
mm.
something left, but masunugan, there's, I mean, it's sad to hear, and we're very close. We're family. In Kilo B, and early days of Magic, we were family. That was a very close group. These were the people we would see every day for how many years of our lives, and for him to lose a home, it's, so I don't, it just goes to show you that, dude, there are things that you can worry about, and there are things that can happen, and it will just like all of a sudden change your perspective. What are you gonna do, right? you know your iPhone burned, your PS5 burned, your guitar burned, your MacBook burned. I mean, what are you gonna do? You know what I'm saying? I mean, at the end of the day, nobody imagines those things to happen to them, and it does, and it's that's the sad part. So yeah, yeah, just to let you know, man. I mean, I forgot to message you about it, but I messaged Mao
All right,
about it.
okay.
So you know, yeah, it's
I'll
sad to hear.
message Reese tonight. I'll call her. All right. Anyway, okay,
Yeah,
so
and it's a reminder for everybody out there. All right.
it's really sad. Yeah, true. I'll call Reese. She's my accounts manager. She does all my finances.
Yeah,
But yeah,
yeah, you're a good kuya to her, man. I mean, I know your
no, she'd be
dynamics.
like,
She's like,
"Wow, may
she's like
pinapatagong
kuya.
pera." May pinatagong pera.
But you know what? You're
That's what she would
lucky
always
though.
say.
But you're lucky. I don't want to say lucky, but I think you're, it's not luck, because it's her part too, that you have a little sister who's got a good head on her shoulders. She's a strong kid. I've seen Kakay says she grew up with three older brothers, and she could be as bratty as she can be, but she's a strong kid. She's strong. She's a strong kid. She has a mind of her own. She can hold her own against anyone. And
Well,
and
we
being
have
a
a brat in the
kuya like
family, but it's
me,
not
can
her.
you imagine? You have a what?
We have a brat in
You
the
have a
family, but
brat.
it's not her. You know who it is.
But
I
he
was
can
about to say
carry his
like,
own
oh,
weight
my mom
too,
never
so don't
raised.
worry about him. He can
I was
he can
about to
back
say like, no,
himself up.
my mom did not raise the brat. But I was like, no, we have a brat in the family, but it's not just her. It's it's no, it's not her. It's the other one.
Yeah,
He's the brat.
yeah. Kakai's like brat. Kakai's bratty, but she can back it up. You know what I'm saying? She's a bad. I think it's an effect of growing up with three older brothers. I think it strengthens a kid. Because you'd think that she would be like so overprotected and so like fragile. I don't think so. I don't see that in her. I remember we used to do a morning show together, and she can hold her own. That
Yeah,
kid can hold her own. So
we
and
weren't those kind of
it feels
brothers
good to
though.
be a
Like we would
kuya
just
to
like
not
leave her alone.
what
Like we would just like leave
what.
her alone. Like, all right, we would just always tell her like, don't be dumb. Like because
And she's
it's
not,
always like people, right? Because people would always point at other people,
because I
but
know
we would all
how
like
protective you are of her. I mean,
right. But
whether you admit
it
to it
was
or not,
always
I
like you
know how
have to protect
protective you are of
yourself.
her.
Like we cannot just like attack all the people around you so that you can be protected. You have to protect yourself. You have to be smart. I mean, if you're dumb, I mean, we're not going to be there all the time. I mean,
Yeah, yeah,
there are times that you're by yourself. So if you're
yeah,
dumb, if you don't use your head, you might end up in a situation where, it's very delicate and you would be in trouble. So you have to be
yeah,
really, really smart about things.
yeah. She's a strong
So
kid.
yeah.
She's a strong kid, and she speaks her mind. She just speaks her mind. I think that's what the world. That's what the world needs now. We need people to speak their mind, and because it's there's so many these kids in this generation who are like emo and entitled and whatever. Speak your mind, just speak your mind. Tell us what you want, and you can then something can be done about it. I think that's the main thing. Speak your mind. So regardless, speak your
All right.
mind.
Okay. So let's see each other again on what? Let's do this on Thursday. Thursday, right?
Yes, let's do it on Thursday. Yeah, I
Thursday.
can't
Let's
make
do
it
it
on
Thursday.
Saturday. I have a hosting gig. I'm hosting a
All right.
debut.
All right. So maybe we'll
Abby.
do it Thursday and
Her name's
Friday.
Abby. So advance happy birthday, Abby. If you're tuned in,
All
your
right.
your mom
Advance
betcha
happy
was my
birthday, Abby.
classmate in Ateneo. So
So all right, we'll see you on Thursday and most probably Friday if things go
yeah, we can
well.
do Friday. We can do
On
Friday.
Thursday.
Yeah.
You can do Thursday and Friday. All right. So thanks a lot. I've got an early day tomorrow. It's so. I mean, I told you about Snow's situation yesterday, right? So
Is
yeah,
she
my
good?
my wife
Is
took a
she
day
good?
off, but
Did
she's
you?
okay. I told my
Okay.
wife not to take a day
All
off
right.
because I know she's okay. But well, she took her to the hospital anyways and took a city scan. She's okay, but right. So, but we have to catch up on a lot of things like her homework and stuff, and yeah, we have to get some stuff
Yeah.
ready for
It
tomorrow.
you cannot take your chances with kids. If you have a hunch or you have a fear, just go for it. Whether whatever negative or whatever the outcome may be, don't mess around with it. 'Cause, like my wife is like, she's kind of worried because our little boy Diego, he's always saying like yeah yeah, like he's always holding his head and he keeps saying yeah yeah, but then he's like laughing and stuff. But we've seen him hit his head several times. He's a very active kid. So my wife's like, babe, you keep saying yeah, yeah, yeah. And then I ask him, is it yeah, yeah? And he's like, he's just like laughs it off. And he's like, so I don't know if he's recalling the moment he hit his head or he's actually feeling
Right.
pain from time to time, which I hope is not the case. But just don't take your chances with your
That's true.
kids.
That's what my wife
Yeah.
said. That's what she said earlier. Like you just can't take the chance. Like you would always
Dude,
have
if
like
you took a chance, on you would be here right now. You know what I'm saying? If
I
you
know, right?
skip
Yeah,
that
that's true.
that checkup, yeah, you know what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
yeah, yeah.
You have a history with that. So just think about it. Yeah. So, anyways, all right. So we'll see you Thursday. Patrick, thanks for
Thursday.
hanging with us. Yeah.
Right. Slow Tuesday.
Everybody else who
You
joined
should have
us.
had the show last night.
Everybody
Ninja
else who
tayo.
joined us early. Everyone else who joined us earlier, and are no longer around or whacking off. So that's basically it.
Yes, they were whacking off. All right, we have to go. We have to whack off now. All right. So yeah, this has been
We're
nice,
human
man.
too. Thanks, Patrick. Yeah.
All right. And
Patrick, you
we
know
are
what? We
out.
owe you something, man.
Yeah.
So one of these days, we're out. Yeah, bye bye.
All right. We'll see you. Thanks a lot. Yeah, we owe you. All right. Good night.